As spawning in the top left-hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player. The blue Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss. With the South Korean Protoss player representing Streamer Zone, it is SOS. Let's go. Here we go. We're getting into our final series of the broadcast. The final best of 3, baby. We made it. We made it. Oh. Hello. Curious if that means anything. Ryung, he did set a camera location here on the right hand side. I could imagine him maybe going for a proxy starport here, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he just was looking at the view. Maybe. Or maybe just setting up his camera hotkey locations for a longer later game. We'll see if he pans back over to it. For now though, we're settling in. We are going to be settling in. And now we have our gate expander, a standard setup here by SOS. And meanwhile, economic open out of Ryung, going racks, expand. Single gas opener. But again, welcome to 10,000 feet. 10,000 feet is one of the smaller maps of the map pool. Aggression can be favored here. I will say that your initial 4-base setup is very defendable. Your natural, your 3rd, and your 4th base, it can be very difficult to break a turtling player on 10,000 feet. Mana was able to achieve so, if you recall, with Mass Colossus. He had 7 Colossi, Bappy, and this is where Mana was able to break Ryung. We'll see how SOS will approach this. As Ryung does go Marine first into the reactor, does skip his Reaper, and do we go for a 3rd CC? Ryung, he has been very fond of these 3 CC builds, and he did do so against Mana on this very map as well. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Ryung, he's banking up. Eyes are on this worker, and he is going for a very fast 3rd command center. So 3 CC 3 racks for the 3rd time this broadcast, for the 3rd time, maybe even 4th time, but for the 3rd time, hyper greed out of Ryung. So no, he's not he's not going for any kind of weird proxy here at top right. It looks like he was just looking at the view. Okay. So 3 CC 3 racks. As a reminder here, this is a very economic, very greedy build. It does leave you very vulnerable to aggression early on, but it does allow you to boost into the mid game with a greater economy. SOS back at home, going for 2 more gates. Oh, hyper aggression. 1 gate in the main base, 2 gates here at the natural before any tech, going for the proxy as well. SOS is being hyper aggressive, and can he punish Ryung? I believe he can. Remember, Ryung, because of this build, he is delaying his 2nd racks, he's delaying his factory, he's delaying like cyclones, tanks, even the bio army is going to be very small here, and if Ryung doesn't get a safety bunker, then Ryung, he might just die. We'll see. As we're waiting for the warpins, waiting for the aggression. As SOS is going to be on 3 gates. He's not getting a proxy 4th gateway. Just 3. And I should also emphasize as well that SOS needs to get damage with this. Why is that? As he's now warping in. The reasoning for this is because SOS, he has no tech. It's a big delay on the Twilight Council or Robo or Stargate or whatever the tech was going to be, but a big delay here on the upgrades in favor of all these gateways. Oh, he's going for a 3rd Nexus? This is a crazy build. 3 gates into a 3rd base, into a late tech structure, into late Twilight Council. Okay, interesting. Stalkers, they should bully these Marines. Boys are being pulled. Gets 2 Marines so far. So 2 Marines go down, and that does shade into the mineral line. It does shade in. And you can see here the army is just being bullied. As we mentioned, like, Ryung is being very greedy here. His bunker is being thrown down as a reaction, as a response, not preemptively. 9 SCVs go down. And with the Marauders, Ryung should eventually hold, but these are some hefty losses, right? There's a lot of losses here early on. Those 9 SCVs and 9 Marines. Here comes another warp in. But the bunker should defend. SOS, he should not be able to break this. Not anymore. If the warp in was a little bit faster and a little bit earlier, then maybe he could have denied the bunker entirely. If the bunker was denied, then SOS just breaks the natural. But in the end, Ryung holds. Ryung, he does hold on. A shaky defense here by Ryung, but he does hold. Back at home, we see SOS claiming his third base and going to charge. Now, the advantage here of what SOS has done, first things first, I will say that this opener has been successful so far by SOS. He has dealt a lot of economic damage and a lot of main army damage as well. But more importantly, because of SOS's faster third base, he's not going to be punished because of Ryung's build. Ryung going for a fast third CC means he's stuck at home. He's stuck at home, so SOS can freely expand, and SOS is not punished for not having Blink or Charge or any of these upgrades. So far I'm preferring SOS's position. So far. Ryung, he will eventually, take his third. But Ryung doesn't have the boosted economy that he otherwise would have wanted. So the pressure's on Ryung, for sure. The pressure's on Ryung. He's being somewhat active, but typically he shouldn't be pushing without his medevacs. The starport is still finishing. Into an add-on swap into reactor medevac production. The early charge build here by SOS tells me that he can reinforce his zealots and push in. Yep, there we go. He's warping in the zealots. So SOS, he's still applying more pressure. This time Stim is done. There's a decent bio army here. I don't know if SOS can actually break the third, to be honest. I'm not certain he has enough here. He may. That is a lot of zealots. Can he force field? If he can force field and lock down the army, then maybe. As zealots take a lapse in. Does lock down one marauder. Yeah, just one. But he does get the SCVs. Yeah, nice force fields. Locks down all the workers. Zones back the army and does outposition. He outpositions Ryung. Kills 2 mules. Kills 6 SCVs. Shouldn't kill the CC. Oh, no shot. He's luring him out. Oh, he lures him out. He's ever stimmed. And so SOS has done it. SOS has done it. He catches out the army. Collapsing in. The first tank has right. It's going to go down instantly. And SOS, he will break the natural. The natural has fallen. GG gets called. And SOS, he will take game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. And again, a very unique build here by SOS, going for the 3-gate opener into the fast third Nexus. I will say that this build specifically did work so well because of Ryung's greed. Remember, because Ryung went for a fast third CC and went for a late factory and late starport, Ryung could not punish. He could not counterattack after defending. He was stuck at home. He was stuck at home. So this was almost, I don't want to say a hard counter from SOS, but it just looked, the build itself, and SOS himself looked at his best because of what Ryung was doing, because of his initial build of choice. GG. GG, well played. So again, SOS was able to abuse the more greedier, the more economic build here by Ryung. And now we're getting into game number 2. We're getting into game 2 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Title Citadel. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the South Green Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is SOS. Go. Yeah, as we're getting into game number 2. And we'll see if Ryung goes for another greedy build. We'll see if he does cut some corners once again. Welcome to Title Citadel. Title Citadel is a bit of an awkward map here. I will say that typically, traditionally in TVP, this map does favor Protoss. The goal base is usually a base that belongs to the Protoss player. As in a longer and later game, the Protoss will gain map control and will take control of the gold. So we often do see Title Citadel vetoed. It is often a vetoed map. Curious to see how Ryung will approach. Curious. from here, we are going to be settling in. So far, just racks expand into factory. Hey, for the first time this series, we have a factory after the racks, not a third CC. So this time, a much more standard build out of Ryung. Much more standard opener. Hello, SOS. As SOS does hide his probe here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Ryung, he's searching for him. Nada. Oh. Ryung, he does check the gold location, but he will not find the probe. Yeah, barely not. Doesn't find the worker. With this, we could actually hide the tech of choice, but if that was the case, we would have already seen a pylon. Yeah, the pylon would already be thrown down. Oh. Same build. Huh. Okay. Okay, same build here. 3-gate. 3-gate opener out of SOS. Into what I imagine a proxy pylon. I don't like this 2 games in a row though. As we just to emphasize once again, this worked really well in game 1 because Ryung went 3CC. This time Ryung is going for a Jesus. He's going for a racks into factory into double racks follow. This is a 2-base all in. I favor Ryung here. I do favor Ryung, especially if SOS gets a third. If he goes 3-gate into a third again, then the turns are gonna table and SOS he will not be able to defend. He's doing it. No shot. Oh god. So I thought in game 1 that SOS was like mind gaming Ryung and was able to like metagame a little bit and just assume that Ryung would be hyper greedy. But if this is SOS's go-to build, then he is in danger here. Show us that Nexus. Pylon gets seen, they get scouted. Yeah, there's the Nexus. Oh boy. Now, to be fair, Ryung doesn't know. Ryung, he hasn't scouted. So if Ryung is too passive, if Ryung doesn't, he should be moving out with stim though. Like this is building up towards a +1 stim timing, and you can maybe even pull the boys. Like Ryung, he's setting up quite well. We'll bleed out 3 SCVs, but hey, he's got his cyclone. Bunker is finishing up. Marauder has arrived. Ryung does bleed out 5 SCVs, but he does hold. And remember, SOS is being hyper greedy behind this into a Twilight Council. Remember, this is the same build 2 games in a row, but a very different kind of Terran build out of Ryung. That's what I should emphasize. Now, the hallucination does confirm how late the starport is. There is a starport though, which means Ryung, he probably won't pull the boys. Usually, if there's no starport, then you can pull the boys and commit into your stim all in. But here with the starport, there's a higher chance that Ryung does expand eventually, as he'll be waiting for his medevacs. Ooh, DT. Okay, going for the Dark Shrine. SOS, he's scouted, so he knows that aggression is coming his way. I do like this response. DTs can actually work really well defensively here, just because there's a high chance that the Terran doesn't have any scans, right? If there's no scans, then the push is going to be delayed. It will delay Ryung. SOS, he's warping in, getting into his own charge. True, the fact that he's going charge and not blink is also ideal against aggression. That's true. Ryung is pushing. Gets spotted by the Zonaga tower. SOS knows. And Ryung, he needs to find damage here, otherwise he will fall behind. The problem is that Ryung isn't committing. Like, if you remember, I assumed that he was building up into a 2-base all in, but he's not. He's expanding, getting a 3rd CC, so he's only going to be harassing. It's a lighter commitment. And he's trading well. He gets a cannon, picks up all the zealots. Again, Ryung, he does trade well. Forced to pick up, does abandon some of his units. Ryung pulls away. DTs, they do get into the bases. 7 SCV kills. Oh no! Yeah, they get into the middle lands here. 7 SCVs go down. DTs, they force Ryung all the way back home. We're still getting more damage, by the way. No scans. 9 SCVs, 10. Yeah, 10 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. Ryung just getting torn apart. And Ryung falls behind quite heavily here. Ryung has a later third base, crippled economy. The purpose of his build was to hit with Stimmen +1, but he didn't commit, and the drop did get some damage, yes, but not enough. And SOS is going for the gold. Oof. He's going for the gold base. Ryung does get into the mineral line. Takes down the HSCXXVIII pylon. Delays +1. One's delayed, second forge is on the way. Again, SOS does have a lot of momentum at the moment. And his gold is up and running. Ay, ay, ay. I did mention this at the start of the game, how typically Title Citadel does favor Protoss, as it is common for Protoss players to take the gold and to maintain it. But SOS is out of position. His army here is reacting to the drop. His army defends the drop. The main army of Ryung does move in. And this recall. It does recall over. Oh, it does recall in time. Brutal mine shots. We need more zealots. And SOS holds. The SOS does defend. He can even chase down the army. He can chase him down. Blinks on forward, going for the Medivacs. There's 3 Medivacs left. Oh. Down to 3. SOS maintains his gold. And soon we'll have Colossus. The Colossi are coming. So from here we're calming down. SOS getting his own 5th. 5th base is on the way. Ryung trying to stabilize. He's still stuck on a very bio-heavy composition here, but now we're getting a 2nd starport into more Vikings to deal with the Colossus. So Ryung, he's slowly refining his composition. I would say that SOS should just take it slow. There's no reason to push into the 3rd. We just take it slow. SOS should just mass expand. Yep, throw down spotter pylons all over the place and max out and tech up. And really, SOS should only ever engage when Ryung expands. When Ryung ever tries to take a 4th base, that's when SOS can move in. Hello. And it does run into the army, losing 2, 3 Stalkers. Some expensive losses there for SOS. Taking out Stalkers. SOS switching into double disruptor production. Okay. Into mass disruptor. Nice mine connections. As the runway is dealt with. As we mentioned before, like, there's no need to push in like this. SOS throwing away units. There's no need to try to break a turtling Terran on 3 bases. So Ryung, he outtrades. Does take better fights, outtrades SOS, punishes SOS for being overly aggressive. And SOS needs to calm down. Just calm down, tech up. Focus on upgrades, start +3. Get a 3rd robo or get a fleet beacon. Like, this wouldn't be a bad time for a fleet beacon and +1 air attack. Or Stargate. +1 air attack. Ryung's taking his 4th. This is when SOS needs to start applying pressure. Yeah, the 4th base is spotted. And we have 2 Liberators so far. And he commits in. Yeah, he does commit in, gets 1. 1 Liberator goes down, there's 1 left. Zealots trade well. Nova goes up. Ooh, massive connection. And SOS is breaking through. He does mainly lose Zealots, so a better trade here for SOS. Ryung does hold. Does hold, does defend. That's what we're missing. More Stalkers. Wait, what? Okay. Interesting. I guess we're thinking further ahead here. We're setting up to make sure that Ryung doesn't expand here towards the top side. This is just really early. Like, this is not helping. Like, this not yet. Okay. Like, this could have been more next time, more bases, more tech as well. But sure, sure. Fun fact, this is all powered by 1 pylon, by the way. This just it's a bit of a fun fact. Second pylon's on the way. True, true. As SOS is going to be pushing up the ramp, this is a bit much. So it's poking and trading, so be careful. If you remember, this is also why I mentioned previously that there would have been it was like what 2-3 minutes ago. It would have been a good time for a Stargate +1 air attack, then Fleet Beacon, 2nd, 3rd Stargate to switch into Tempest, to be able to lay siege upon the turtling player. SOS is choosing to stay with Ground Toss. Blinks in. It does go for the dive. Novas, they do kill. Oh my god, massive connections. Novas are popping up. Disruptors are going to be thrown away. We need more Zealot reinforcements. And they're coming. The Zealots are trickling in. We need more Zealots. And looks like SOS, he has done it. He has broken the 3rd base. Another Nova goes off. Ryung, he was out of position. Ryung, he did kill the gold, but at a cost. And this base matters so much more here for Ryung. As Ryung who lose 19 SCVs and the CC. And the expansion. As SOS claps in, Blinks on forward, gets 1. Takes down the Liberator, Novas do connect. And SOS, he's done it. And this, oh god, he's so close. Barely not. If he had a War Prism, by the way, like these reinforcements are they're actually quite delayed. They gotta get in there. Also, this outpost didn't really come into play, but it's fine. As SOS blinks in, takes down both Liberators. At this point, just bullying Ryung. SOS, he's done it, Pappy, he's done it. I was giving him a hard time not taking up, but hey, he did in the end. He broke the base. He broke the 3rd. Did overwhelm. Was able to catch Ryung out of position. DTs, they take down the planetary. And GG gets called. SOS has done it. GG. SOS who will claim the series 2-0, taking down Ryung. GG, well played. I feel like Ryung kind of wore himself out a little bit with his play style in this group stage. Like, again, stamina is definitely a thing. Endurance is definitely a thing when it comes to these weekend tournaments. And if you remember Ryung, he had a crazy long series against Jumi earlier in the broadcast. It was like an hour and a half long best of 3. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was a very, very long series. Yeah, we saw Ryung attempt to be greedy at times as well. I will say that that was another aspect of it, of course, is that both against Mana and against SOS, Ryung's greed was punished. It was punished, so he was denied these longer games, these longer and later games. Ryung, he was denied us. Whenever Ryung attempted to go 3 racks, we saw both Mana and SOS punish. GG, well played. Do appreciate that this time SOS did adjust slightly here. He was able to claim the goal base, able to build up. I was favoring Ryung initially when I believed that he was going to go for a 2-base all-in, but once we saw that he was like instead getting a starport, then it's like, oh, he's just going to go for drop play, just going for some light aggression with drop play. He was going to try to macro out instead, and that meant that he had less presence on the map, and SOS got away with his greedy follow-up. He got away with his 3rd base and the goal base as well. GG, well played. Whew, as SOS does claim the series, and with that, so let's catch up on the bracket, man. Yeah. Let's catch up on our matches here tonight as we do wrap up Group B. Again, we did have a select 6 matches here for Group B, and we did have SOS. SOS took down Jimmy 2-1 at the beginning of the broadcast. Cyril took down Ryung 2-0. Ryung did play mech there. That was also a really long series. We had a lot of mech in that series. The first half of the broadcast was very draining. We had Ryung versus Jimmy, as I mentioned before. That was a like hour and a half long best of 3, very long matches, very long games between Ryung and Jimmy. We then had Ryung versus Mana, where Mana was able to punish the greed of Ryung. We had Ryung versus SOS and Cyril versus SOS as well. GG, well played. Whew. As of course Cyril does make it through, was the favorite player to make it through into the next round, and I want to say that SOS comes out alongside him as well, so GG, well played when it comes to the top 2 players making it through Group B. Meanwhile, when it comes to the rest of our schedule, when it comes to the rest of the upcoming matches, un momento here, bam. You can see our schedule here. We just wrapped up with our Friday morning cast. This evening, we will not have another cast scheduled. We're going to be taking this evening off. Really, that means that I have to schedule VODs, edit VODs, and get some more work done, as I have been unavailable to do so as of late. We then have RSL over the weekend. We have the Revival StarCraft League qualifiers for the Americas and Korean server on Saturday, so double broadcast of RSL Saturday morning and afternoon. We then have a HomeStory Cup Group C. Group C is going to be on Sunday, and Tuna Cup Sunday evening as well. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft on the horizon. Plenty more to come. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. So we're just going to be wrapping up here for the time being. Again, we're going to be back tomorrow with non-stop RSL action, and eventually we'll be catching up with, again, the rest of HomeStory Cup, Group C, Group D, and the playoffs. We'll slowly make our way through the group stage of HomeStory Cup, through the rest of the events, and eventually we'll be able to catch up with Little League Cup as well. We'll get there. We will get there. But again, we have a very stacked schedule for the next couple of weeks. We will eventually work through it all. GG, well played. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. If you want to support us, you can do so via Patreon, !Patreon in the chat. Our Patreon does fund our events on a regular basis. It funds Tuna Cup, Ducklings Open, and Masters 1 Open as well, all funded via Patreon. Likewise, you can support the players via Patreon as well. Otherwise, you can follow us on all the socials. We do upload on YouTube on a daily basis. Every single day we do have content on YouTube, so you can check out our VODs there if you wish. So you can check us out there. You can, if you, for example, want to watch Group A of HomeStory Cup, or the last season of RSL, or Thunderfire, or Rongi Cup. We've been covering a lot of big profile matches as of late, all on YouTube if you want to experience it then, if you missed it live. So check it out on YouTube. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who's live at the moment? I don't see many people live. Historically, typically Sal is live, or I don't know, Juggernaut Jason, or Miguelito, or Chanchito. True. Where are the people? Ah, they're playing Zero. True, the Zero Space demo. The demo is live at the moment. So I see a bunch of people playing Zero Space instead. For those who don't know, we spoke about this during the podcast yesterday, but Zero Space, they currently have a demo going on Steam for the next 3 days. 3 days. No campaign. It's 1v1, and I think some team games as well, like 2v2 and things of that nature. You're gonna be raid. Where are the people? We'll find someone to raid. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support, and we'll see you guys next time. Ciao, bye, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.